Peace. Shout out to the chat. Yo, Black is time. I'm sorry I missed you guys on Monday. Things got hectic for me, but I'm here. I got my guy Sim in the building. We're gonna talk about this next Heat game or series coming up, and then we're gonna see what the Knicks fans, or I'm sorry, what the Heat fans feel about New York. So you know what I mean. Let's get this thing started. Um, Sim, thank
Yo,
you for
what's going
joining me,
on, man?
man.
No doubt
Appreciate
about
you.
it.
How's
No doubt about it.
everything?
I'm good, brother. I feel good, man.
How you feeling about this series? Let's cut
Ah,
the small
man.
talk.
I
Let's get
mean,
right into it.
you know, I'm excited about this series. I'm super excited about this series. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be intense. Everything that you want in a playoff series, this is what it's gonna be. This is what it's gonna be. So I can't wait for it. I
Yeah,
just wish that I was gonna be there. Unfortunately, Sunday, I have a fundraiser that I got to do, and then next week I got to be away at a conference all week. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
I,
hopefully I'll be back up to New York soon to do a watch party. Tickets is mad expensive and whatnot, but
I
you know,
feel you. I'm
okay.
trying to get to game 4. That's my goal right now. So I'll know within the next 48 hours if I'm gonna be at game 4 or not. Hopefully, I'll be there with my daughter with her Jimmy Butler jersey and my Brunson jersey, and we could enjoy that. That's the plan. That's the
Yeah,
goal.
that'd be dope, man. I know I can't. I know I'm not gonna be going because my conference won't end until the day before game 4. You know what I mean? And it's just gonna be too much. So gotta handle business.
I
Gotta
feel
handle
you.
business.
I feel you. Um, Before we get into how the Heat fans are feeling about the Knicks, let's give some perspective. Let's give our thoughts on what we think about the Heat, and you know, you think we pull it off? You think we're capable of winning? Let's start
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I definitely think we're capable of winning. I told someone the other day, earlier today, they said, "How far do you think the Knicks could go?" I told them I think the Knicks have the ability to make it to the finals. Honestly, doesn't mean that they will, and I'm not making any predictions, but I think they have the ability to do so. They also got the ability to lose to the Heat. You know what I'm saying? But I think this team can be the Knicks got to be healthy. We need Julius Randle to be healthy. But I think the Knicks, just looking at the East, looking at teams that they already played and beat, it's there for them. You know what I'm saying? It is a possibility. I think it's a real possibility. You know,
Shout out to the chat. Brian said it's all right. So save it for the conference finals.
he's talking about going to the games. Yeah,
Yeah, them tickets is only gonna keep going up.
it's gonna keep going up. I've already spoken with somebody about what it would cost for the conference finals and the finals. I already know what those prices look like. So I already know. I already know exactly what them prices look like.
Oh man. Yeah, I think we could beat the Heat. I think it's not going to be a cakewalk. I think it's going to be a tougher series than the previous against the Cavs.
Hmm.
But I like the way we match up. I think the same things that got us through the Cavs series are going to be some of the same things that we would have to rely on um in the Heat series. I mean, to be frank, the Knicks, they are who they are, right? The things that have propelled them all year are the same things that propelled them in the series for the most part. Rebounding,
Hmm.
offensive rebounding, low turnovers, second chance points. I mean, surprisingly as it is, those things carry us all year long, carried us through the series against Cleveland, and I think that it has the ability to carry us moving forward until we meet. And this is no disrespect to Miami, but until we meet a powerhouse team, I think those three things, those three areas, will at the very least have us with the ability to be in a series and push it to 6 7 games,
Right.
and then I mean honestly win a series, to be honest. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean,
I mean, when I look at the Miami Heat and the Knicks, the one thing that I think the Knicks might have against the Heat that Milwaukee didn't is Josh Hart to be able to defend Jimmy Butler. And I'm not saying he's going to shut him down, but to make it difficult for him. So his shots aren't, he's not just making, to make it difficult for him. He can scrap with him. I'm not sure Milwaukee really had that player, that was going to scrap with Jimmy Butler. So I think that's a big difference maker in this series when it comes to the Knicks and the Heat. And then when we talk about Bam Adebayo, because right now those are the two biggest threats for the Miami
mhm,
Heat because Tyler Hero is out, Victor Oladipo is out. Victor Oladipo wasn't really playing that much anyway. Uh, but those are the two biggest threats. And so with Bam, I feel like if Julius Randle is healthy, you know what I mean, come fourth quarter, he can do a good job defending Bam. I think Mitchell Robinson can help out on Bam and do a good job defending Bam. We've seen Mitchell Robinson defend Giannis, not always successfully, but do it in spurts. You know what I mean? So I think the Knicks really do match up well. And right now, the Miami Heat are down some key players, you know, and the Knicks down Julius Randle. The Knicks are hopeful that he's going to be able to play on Sunday. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to. I don't know. If he's not fully healthy, if who knows how tender that ankle really is, could still be very tender. I don't want him to just go out there just so he can prove that he's tough. Grant
yeah.
Hill did that a long time ago and messed up his ankle for the rest of his career. I don't want him to do that. Let it heal, and get back to business when it's healed. You know what I mean?
No,
So,
for sure. I, hold on, let me throw up.
B Willis, yeah, B Willis said free Sims. No, you're not gonna free Sims. He just went into surgery or whatever it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jericho Sims went into surgery.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So yeah, he
Didn't didn't know didn't know that.
yeah, shoulder surgery, I think.
Wow. Any word on Grimes as of yet?
I didn't see. I know Tom Thibodeau did do an interview today. I seen the headline. I didn't get a chance to listen to his interview to find out anything about Quentin Grimes, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, Grimes I think is vital. You mentioned Hart and Butler. I think we'll see a lot of that matchup. I think that's the matchup I'm looking forward to the most. You know what I mean? Eh, he's kind of like mini Butler in a sense. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's come off and had the offensive impact of a Jimmy Butler, but
Mhm.
defensively, I think he has that same type of impact, that same type of dog. I think I can't wait for that matchup. But I think overall, our depth and the fact that we have the ability to put multiple guys on Butler, give him multiple different looks. If you watch the Heat series against the Bucks, it was Drew Holiday. It was Drew Holiday all the time, every time. And they even asked Giannis about it. You know what I mean. And Giannis was like, "Yeah, I would have liked to guard him more. It's not my decision, coach's decision, whatever." Um, but I think that's a positive for us because we don't have to have Hart on him all the time, every time. We
Right,
can give him multiple different looks. Grimes, if he's healthy, I think he can do a good job on him. You know what I mean? RJ, I think he could defend him at times.
mhm,
Um, there were no double teams against Jimmy Butler in that series, or very very few. So I think that's another wrinkle that we could implement to kind of slow him down,
right,
give him different looks, confuse him, make him think. You know what I mean? Instead of just reacting. If you
right,
know what the defense is going to give you, um, play play after play after play. You know what I mean? At some point, it becomes practice. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
becomes easy.
Yeah. And the Knicks defense has been, I mean, first the Cleveland Cavaliers, the defense was just stifling, especially in the elimination game. Stifling. And I'm expecting the Knicks defense to come out the same way against Miami. I think they're just locked in and they know, during the season, you get you go through those dog days, and I'm not vouching for it, but you go through those days and you're like, you're tired, you lose some focus, those type of things. We've seen throughout the season the Knicks defense lock in. They locked in versus the Cavs. Now the Cavs didn't have much depth, you know what I mean? But I'm expecting their defense to lock in the same way they did against the Cavs. And Miami can score the ball though, so the Knicks may have to score a little bit to keep up with them. I mean, they were averaging at one point. They were averaging 123 points per game in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Number one in the playoffs in
And
point.
shooting incredible too
Yeah,
from three.
shooting the ball incredibly, right? So the Knicks are definitely going to have to be on their defense, on their defensive grind in this game. But I trust that they will.
Yeah. Brian Robinson, he says, and Jimmy Buckets averaged like 43 minutes in that series. He's gonna be tired. I think that is another thing for us to look at. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I mean a couple of things. His minutes, um, his shooting, phenomenal. Can he sustain that for another series? You know what I mean? Another full series, a game or two within a series, absolutely. But can he shoot at the level he was shooting in this Milwaukee series
Right,
against the Knicks?
right.
I don't know. This is like probably the best Jimmy Butler we've seen, and
Mhm.
we've seen some good, I mean, some great Jimmy Butlers over the years.
Right.
Um, but can he sustain that? I think that's a great question, and can he sustain it with those minutes?
Yeah.
Um, I had one more comment I want to highlight. David L. He says Jimmy was hot. He's not enough. We not letting Gabe and Martin drop 20 a piece. I think those are the X factors, right? We
Right.
know Jimmy's the guy. We know Bam is capable of some things. How many of those other guys are gonna step up and
Step
give
up.
you
Right.
20 here, 20 there?
Right.
But yeah, let's get right into it. Uh Mr. Young, he says, I'm actually surprised the Knicks still have fans. They've been so but for so long. How can you be surprised when we got fans in your building?
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's just garbage. You know what I'm saying? That's just trying to poke. I mean, you're poking the bear right now, but you know what I mean? I mean, half of those fans in Miami, I don't know what the numbers were like for the playoffs, but I know right now their tickets is probably doubled because the Knicks are coming to town.
Hmm.
It's probably going to be tough to find hotels because the Knicks are coming to town. Come on, man. That's crazy. They hit it big.
Surprise,
They hit
surprise.
it
You're not
big. And
surprised. You're
yeah,
gonna see us in your arena.
right.
Like
They're
I
gonna
said,
find out. He's gonna find out real quick. Real quick.
uh, let's see. Let's yeah, they spicy. I'm telling you, sir.
Find out real quick.
Jimmy, Knicks fans hoping the refs on their side already. I don't know what he's referring to.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I don't know what he's referring to, but
I mean,
we've been playing against the refs. I felt like in the previous series.
we just hoping we get a fair shake. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything about Knicks fans, Jimmy, Knicks fans feel like the refs never on their side. So, what you talk about?
Oh man. Let's see. Let's see. Who we got?
I'm telling you,
Joe.
one of these shows, we got to make it look like a straight up Miami Heat show. But
Get him
all
in.
the Miami Heat fans come in, and then we smack them.
Get him in. Joe at Fat Joe 69. He says, I don't even get how Knicks fans have a fan base, or how the Knicks have a fan base. They are the equivalent of the Marlins down here, always losing. I think it's funny because his name is Fat Joe
Right.
69.
Right.
And Fat Joe is one of the biggest Knicks fans, even
He's,
though he does live in Miami
it's
right
true.
now.
He does. Still one of the biggest Knicks fans. You know what I'm saying? And the Marlins are like the Orlando Magic. Who cares? Yeah, so what are you talking about?
Oh man.
You
Hold
know?
on. Let's see who else we got. Young again.
Now that's the same one.
Okay. Here we go. Taylor. Still hope the Heat make changes when the season is over. Enjoying the ride. Okay. See?
Well, I wonder
I
what
mean,
kind of changes though they want him
I
to make.
mean,
Probably a
I
younger
mean,
point guard, right? You know, younger point guard out there, someone in the vein of Fred Van Vliet or something like that, right? The talk was of Fred Van Vliet maybe going somewhere. I forgot. I don't know what his contract situation is like, but probably somebody in the vein of that. Maybe in a little bit more depth. You know what I mean? Victor Oladipo. You know, he might be done.
yeah.
You know, Victor Oladipo might be done. So, um, you know, I'm pretty sure they'll be looking to make some upgrades. You know,
Yeah. Hold on, let me get B Willis in here. He says he's trolling. Invite him to the losers lounge. Miami coach is the new Riley. He's gonna cry to the is that goat? I
oh
don't know
no,
what that emoji is. But yeah. I think it's great because speaking of the losers lounge, we set it off with Miami, right?
hmm
And hopefully we get four more,
right.
to end it off for them. Brad, he says, you think Jimmy doesn't want to destroy Coach Tom? She I'm sure he does.
I mean, I'm sure he wants to win. I don't think he. I don't see him having anything against Tom Thibodeau. That's his guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's his guy. So I mean, obviously he wants to win. You know, but I don't see why he would have something against Tom Thibodeau. Like he wants to destroy him like that. You know what I mean? He's just gonna go out there and he wants to win a championship.
And I ain't gonna lie, I felt like secretly Jimmy wouldn't mind being here.
Oh nah, he probably wouldn't.
You know what I mean? I think and that goes back to last year. You know what I mean? I felt like Jimmy seen some things like
He probably wouldn't. You know what I mean?
shout out to Brian again. He says, we got here because of losing. Cue up the footage. Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
because- let me see. Where is that? Oh, it's not in there. Oh, it's
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah. It's in the other one.
Losers Lounge one. Yeah.
I'm gonna get it in here too, just in case. Let's see. Cannon. Knicks fans act like they're vets in the playoffs when we're the vets. Love when they underestimate our squad. Let's go Heat.
I mean, he's not lying. They are the vets. You know,
Yeah,
they
but he's
definitely
lying about us acting like we're the vets.
right. Yeah, I know. He's definitely lying about that. But they are the vets. You know, they've been to the championship.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, Kyle Lowry's been to the championship. Jimmy Butler's been there. Bam Adebayo's been there. guess Tyler Hero was on that team too, right?
Yep.
I mean, he's not playing, but yeah, they've been to the championship. They've been deep in the playoffs. So they definitely have experience. Spo's got more experience, making it to the finals than Tom Thibodeau. So yeah, they got some experience. Experience doesn't always win.
Honestly, I think that's their X factor.
Hmm.
More than a particular player, you know what I mean, that could step up and kind of change I think their experience overall is their X factor.
Yeah, and this is what makes on the channel the other night. People were upset, like, oh, y'all giving the Heat too much credit, and all of this stuff. But their experience is is what really makes them better than Cleveland. They're not going to be afraid of the lights in the garden, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Jimmy Butler's not. Bam Adebayo's not. They've been to the championship. They've been under immense pressure. Here in the Garden crowd, in my opinion, is not going to make them nervous the same way it did to Cleveland. You know what I mean? So and that's something that I don't want to say gives them the upper hand, but it plays in their favor. That they're not going to be shook by anything. Cleveland
But
was
we
shook.
but we acknowledge that. That's the thing. You know what I
Right,
mean? So
right. We acknowledge.
like he must be watching the national media coverage
Something.
Of
When
Knicks
he's
fans.
watching Stephen A. Smith dance around, all of a sudden want to be, what I'm saying, Mr. We going to the finals and super duper Nick fan all of a sudden.
Paul says Heat demolished the number one seed and championship caliber team. Heat compete. Heat can beat anybody, especially a. I'm sorry, I can't see it.
A much weaker Knicks Heat
Much we
even
can.
before. Well, the Heat also lost to the team that ended up being the seventh seed, the Atlanta Hawks, in the play-in.
Absolutely, and a
So,
player. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They got hot and beat Milwaukee. Milwaukee, Chris
Played
Middleton
bad too.
played
Like that.
bad.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are questioning: was it the Heat dominance, or was this the worst we've seen the Bucks?
Right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they lost to the Atlanta Hawks in the play-in. So
And we acknowledge you beat the Bucks,
right,
no doubt.
right.
But that don't change the fact that we rather play y'all than the Bucks.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
uh, let's see. OG, we love that Knicks are the favorites. We don't want to be your favorites. We fuel off of. I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but you
It
might
says,
have to read.
it says we fuel off this type of shit. Let's go.
Ah, I can understand that.
Yeah, I mean,
That
that's cool. And the one thing I will say is the Knicks do, we'll see how this team handles being the favorites. They've been the underdog all season.
hmm
How do they now handle being the favorites, having home court advantage? How do they handle that kind of prosperity?
Number one, I feel like this is a different team than 2 years ago.
Yeah,
2 years ago, I didn't like the fact that we were the favorites. I didn't like the fact that, you know what I mean, we had the fourth seed. I felt like as a fifth seed and not being the favorites, we kind of could have snuck past the Hawks. I think it fueled the Hawks 2 years ago.
right.
This year, I don't think we care. I don't think we're looking at it like we're the favorite. I
Hmm.
think that this team believes in themselves. They believe in their capability. And if we were on the road, if we were home, it wouldn't matter either way,
I
one
agree.
way or the
I
other.
agree. I agree. I think this team believes that they can make it to the finals, and they're focused.
Sadiq, he says, New York listed as the favorite once again. And once again, I'll say, let's prove the doubters wrong. Heat Nation.
Okay.
I mean, hold on to it. I mean, I feel you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hold on to that underdog, you know, You need something to fuel you guys.
Where they supposed to feel. Supposed to feel like that.
Yeah, and I mean, l- I have receipts. You know what I mean? So I know some of the things Heat fans been saying about their team this year. So yeah, I mean, I get it. Y'all feeling yourselves. Y'all beat the Bucks. Yeah,
You know,
y'all
the
probably
Heat weren't
just as
really,
excited to play us as we are to play y'all.
yeah, you know, the Heat weren't really that good throughout the regular season. They struggled for most of the regular season. And managed to get into the play-in, but they struggled for most of the regular season, and they met a good matchup against the Milwaukee Bucks, a matchup that favored them. Obviously, Giannis went down, but so did Tyler Hero. You know, I think the question still is was it the Heat or was it the Bucks? I think that's still the question.
Yeah,
I think it's still the question. I mean, during the regular season, it was 2-2. You know what I mean? They played against each other. Milwaukee won twice. Miami won twice.
Don. He says times like this, I wish we kept PJ Tucker. I wonder why he says that. I mean, I know why. I'm being. I think he has some doubts about your depth.
Hmm.
I think he has some doubts about your toughness. Butler and Bam aside.
Right. And yeah, he knows he needs PJ Tucker's defense and toughness. You know what I'm saying? Because of the injuries they have and all of that. They need some more toughness out there. They're still gonna scrap. They're still gonna scrap. But they know Don's been watching all the games versus the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? He knows throughout the season when the Knicks and Miami played what type of games they were. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? He gets it. He gets it.
oh, OG. New York City is the dirtiest city in America. Rat York. Oh, so you got to read the rest. I'm sorry. The slide
All
thing
them
is.
ninjas, all them ninjas live with rats and roaches.
Uh,
Okay.
I,
You know,
I mean,
you know, whatever. Okay. I guess if that's how you feel, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If that's how you feel, I don't know. Miami's a cool place.
good weather.
Yeah, good weather, cool place,
Beaches.
good weather, beaches. You know what I'm saying? You know, I guess all of them live with crabs, lobsters, and seashells. I don't know. You
New
want me?
York's still the greatest city in the world, man.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they want.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? What do you want to say after that?
Adam, I have a question. Should we still fire Spo after this year, and also trade Jimmy? So this guy, he remembers what y'all was saying, throughout the
Right.
season,
Right. Right. Exactly.
a month ago.
I tell you what, they're not firing Spo.
Nah, he's a lifer.
Yeah, they're not firing him. In order for Spo to be done, he's gonna either retire or move up. Move up to the front office or whatever. Yeah, Miami. Yeah, they got big roaches. Miami got big roaches. They got roaches the size of caterpillars and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They got gators. They got flying roaches. Yo,
They live in a literal
swamp.
swamp. That's a fact.
Oh man. All down south, yo, roaches is way bigger down south. It's crazy. The first time I ever seen one, I was like, "What the hell is that?" It was a roach. I was like, "Nah, roaches ain't that big." Yeah, it's crazy.
And see through frogs. Oh man. Did I read this one? Yes. Um, Khalid, he says, can't wait for these toxic Knicks fans to get Jimmy going. All fuel for him.
Yeah,
I
can't wait
mean,
for the Miami Heat fans to leave the arena 30 minutes early when the Knicks is busting their ass. How about that? Because that's what they're gonna do.
and the only people left in the arena are the Knicks
Knicks
fans. So
exactly.
it might still be half full. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
All right, I think
Yeah.
I got a couple more. We get out of here. George. Everyone took the Bucks last series. Heat's playing spoiler again versus the Knicks. Love the team. Love Jimmy buckets.
Uh,
Um, I think. Do you think? Do you think the consensus is the Knicks as a favorite?
I haven't looked around like ESPN. I haven't watched anything like that, so I don't know. I don't think the consensus is there. I think there's some people out there who believe in Miami.
Yeah, I mean, and I've heard a lot of them. I've heard a couple people, say they think the Knicks could win, but nobody's really discounting the Heat. You know what I mean? Nobody is saying they're not capable of winning. I don't know. I think that is a narrative. I think they will use that as motivation and fuel. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what you're supposed to do, right? You got to use whatever you can use as
Right,
motivation and
right.
fuel. The
And you know,
difference is, I think we're fueling ourselves. You know what I mean? Like we're fueled off our belief.
yeah,
You
you know,
guys are
Miami,
kind of shaky. You know what I mean?
yeah, Miami fans sound a little insecure right now. They sound a little insecure. Like, oh man, they know the Knicks are tough. They watch the series. They know the Knicks are tough,
And
and
I
they know.
haven't heard nobody say they got an answer for our guy. Brunson been on a little tear himself.
Yeah, for real.
Jacob again. Everyone taking the Knicks, and I'm okay with that. Love being the underdog. I'm gonna just skip it because it's the same narrative. They grasping for straws, man. They look they looking for something to motivate.
Why do they have so much to say about the Knicks fans?
Cause in their heart of hearts, they Knicks fans too. Half of them moved from New York to Miami. Half of them jumped on the Miami bandwagon with D Wade
Eh,
or
How
with
many how many
LeBron.
championships they got? 2 championships in their
Three,
history?
three, right? I think three.
Oh,
LeBron,
one with Shaq, right?
yep.
One with Shaq.
Wait, yeah,
Yeah,
Wade and Shaq, and then two with LeBron and Wade.
yeah, okay. If it
Yeah,
wasn't for that whole thing in 2010, man, they'd be a forgotten franchise.
yep.
They'd be a middling franchise, just always staying average. You know what I mean? They'd be one of those franchises. Good coaching, but always staying average, probably. If it wasn't for LeBron and Chris Bosh coming down there with D Wade, you know, no one would have popped off with him, in my opinion.
All right. Jason says, so funny about Knicks fans. We go into the finals when you haven't been in over 20 years. Who has experience on this team, right? First of all, I don't think nobody's saying like definitively we going to the finals. I
No,
think we just acknowledging there is a path, a
right?
clear path to the
Yeah.
finals.
And who had experience on their team a couple years ago when they went to the finals? Nobody.
And that's where I was going because y'all riding off of that run,
Right.
which gave y'all the experience.
Yeah.
You-
You know what I'm saying? They had who had experience on that team? Udonis Haslam, right? Who else?
I mean Butler, but not like on a finals run.
Not on the finals run, right? Not on the finals.
Yeah, I mean,
So.
you got to get there to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got to get there to get the experience, and that's what we working our way towards.
yeah. You know what I mean? So
Daryl, let the Knicks gloat and have their time. It's been a while since they've been relevant. 23 years, 7 seasons, 500. In 23 years, we have 7 seasons of 500 or better.
500 seasons. But I mean, what are we gloating? I mean, we're celebrating.
We're happy. Uh, and
We're celebrating. That's what we're supposed to do.
I mean, this is what I'm gonna say, man. This is only gonna make the losers lounge that much
You know,
better.
right, right, right. Because I mean, it's a rival, it's a natural rivalry. You know what I mean? It's a big rivalry. So, and there's still a lot of connections with the teams and all of that. So, it's gonna be like that.
But yeah, we're gonna get out of here on that one. That was the last one.
Yeah.
Just a little sneak peek into what they thinking, how they feeling about us. A lot of it was personal. You know what I mean? A lot of it had nothing to do with basketball per
You
se.
know?
Or the matchups. You know what I mean? But that's what the rivalry is. That's what happened with years of history. It's been an absence, but it's great to bring it back, right?
Yeah, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? It'd be funny if, LJ and Zoe start getting into an argument. I think Zoe is still working with the Miami Heat. LJ's obviously still working with the Knicks. And them two, it was crazy. I remember back then, it was crazy because I always thought they were friends coming off the Hornets, but they
hmm
wasn't really that good of a friends. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Fighting in games, I was like, damn, they
it looked like they was waiting for that. You know what I mean? Like it
right,
looked like it should have happened before,
yeah.
and now it was like, all right, now we can
Now,
finally duke
now,
it out.
now we can do it. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like can't do it as teammates. I mean, little did
right.
they know. Little did they know they could have did it as
Yeah,
teammates. But Sim, always a pleasure, man.
yeah,
Appreciate
man.
you jumping on with me late night. Had to make up for Monday. I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I should be back Monday.
okay. Yeah,
I should be back Monday.
I'm trying to get
Yeah.
on sometime tomorrow. I don't know when exactly or what time it's gonna be, but I'm trying to get on sometime tomorrow and do just take a look back at the history between the Knicks and the Heat.
Mm,
Taking a look at the rivalry. So sometime tomorrow it'll happen between tomorrow or tomorrow night.
that sounds special. That sounds epic. Definitely let me know. Hit me up. I'll jump back home real quick and jump on with you.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Talk about some of the moments. Some of them nicks and bruises is definitely in there. You
Some
know what
moments,
I
man.
mean?
Definitely some moments.
But definitely some good moments as well. Um, Chat. Appreciate you guys for joining me. I'll see you guys Sunday night. I'll see you guys Monday.
No doubt.
We out of here.